Hello, welcome to the Gin and Juice podcast. Before we get started, we want to thank our sponsors, HelloFresh and
Care of.
Starting off with HelloFresh. Spring sunshine calling your name. HelloFresh's new fast and fresh options are ready in 15 minutes or less, so you can get meals on the table. Then go outside, because we outside. Get 16 free meals plus free shipping with code JUICE16.
JUICE16.
At HelloFresh.com/Juice16.
JUICE16.
Hello, welcome again back to the Gin and Juice podcast. I am Melissa.
I'm Kevin Allen Fredericks. We did that on the other podcast, guys. That's why.
Got it. All right.
We just did 4 podcasts for a show that's coming out on the app. And I
I'm
always get my
Mel,
name.
also known as Gin.
And I'm Kevin, also known as Glass.
Goolzby, and I'm the ice.
And he's the ice. We just had very much an impromptu decision to add the guys to today's episode.
Against our will.
But we appreciate
Wherever
y'all.
y'all want to be here.
Yes, you did. You was going to be in the back on right here trying
Should
to
we
fake
order
it.
pornos now?
Yes.
Sorry,
What a
guys.
great thought.
This is
All
going
right.
to take like an hour.
Yeah, it does. All right, we start with a segment called Long Story Short, where we give you some updates about some of the events that occurred in our life over the course of the week. Mine is shorter, so I'll start, and then you can go into it.
Okay.
Number 1. I don't know why God allowed women to grow chin hairs as they get older, and I just want to talk about it. I just want to have a one-on-one discussion with God, and it's going to be one of the things that I personally want to discuss.
Please, have it out with him.
Yes, because this is what happened. Literally, this is the thought that I had literally this weekend. I was driving my car, and I was just doing this, and I said, is that a hair? And it was. Then I picked the hair.
It was long?
And it was long. And I was like, am I at the age where young people look at me and they're like, she has chin hairs? It was
Why
so
do you think you
freaking,
had
I
that?
don't know, but I don't understand why God, like when you were a kid and you see women with hair,
Yes,
you're just kind of
yes.
like judging them like, ew, gross. How did you get chin hair? Like, how'd that happen to you? That's unfortunate. God clearly doesn't love you. And now they're like so long. And then I start thinking,
it's more than one?
yes. And I'm like, how long was it there before I noticed that it was there?
Oh,
How many
maybe.
people have seen it before I knew? Like, I feel like one day you don't have chin hairs,
And
and
then
then the
you
very
do.
next day they're like 5 inches long.
Mom doesn't have them. Why do you have
I
them?
don't, because God doesn't love me. He has forsaken me.
I love your little beard.
Oh, not a beard.
Like that Ross.
My
That's
great
rude.
grandma, at some point in her life, she gave up on plucking.
Yeah.
And she just had a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow. And I would go and hug her and get the greatest exfoliation on my little preteen face. Because she had little, like, prickly, and not just like a little chin hair, too.
Full on.
George Clooney,
Oh, my.
Idris Elba, prickly. You
I
give her a
can't
kiss,
stand it.
it's like,
Oh,
Shut up. Don't do it like that.
Grandma Jack,
Sandpaper.
Captain Grandma
Jack.
Grandma, I should have been Grandpa Jack, but she had a little bit of a beardy.
I don't, why does it happen? What
I
is
know
your
that is
body?
weird.
I feel
I
like
think
your
your body
body
is
is forsaking you.
No, I think as you
It's
age,
betraying you.
Your body produces more testosterone.
Yeah, it
as you
produces
age,
less estrogen.
and less estrogen, and then male's body does the opposite. That's why I have man boobs, gynecomastia.
That's exactly why.
That's true. It has
It's-
nothing to do with I eat, diet, exercise, or any
No,
of the above.
I agree,
None of
Kev.
those stuff.
I
It
agree.
is strictly medical
This
principles.
is what happens, though. This is what pisses me off
don't
about these
agree
little
with that.
stubborn, because they're stubborn too. I twist them to try
What?
to get them to come out
Why would you twist and not just pull?
because, first of all, pulling hurts because it be
So you
it be
twist it?
hanging on to God's
You have enough to
unchanging hand.
pull? I mean, to
It
twist?
be long.
Okay, so go. You're twisting
So I twist it and it doesn't come out. So then I have to come home, take tweezers, and then I just judge myself. Because this motion of this and plucking is not a motion me as a woman should be doing.
Well, child.
Jackie
And
Ina
yet,
does
here I
hers
am.
on Instagram at the
Yes,
top of the
she
month.
do.
She has
Listen,
a
it'd
self-care
It'd be
Monday.
her
And
month
we-
reset.
Month reset.
I
Gotta shave my
appreciate
face.
her transparency and vulnerability in doing this. This is not my testimony that I personally saw for myself.
You gonna do laser on your face now?
No, so literally I was looking up like, how do I get rid of this? Because I don't want this to be my life. And it literally said laser. And I was like, well, now I have to admit like this is a thing.
Oh well, girl.
That I'm going to sign up for laser?
You should have just a
tears.
little clipper. I mean, little clippers in the restroom.
Not clippers.
Yeah.
That feels like a lot.
Some Manscaped clippers. Every
Or
morning,
bevel.
every morning, whether you see something or not, just
Well, the sound too is making
It's
it.
too much.
The funny thing is, Melissa's saying, in order to address this problem, I have to accept this problem, and I refuse to accept this
Yeah, I'm
problem.
not
Yes.
doing that.
That is,
That's hilarious.
that's funny because that is so you.
No, I don't want none of
That's
these
my
things.
40-year-old little hairy mama.
I'm not 40.
Yo, you on your way though?
I know,
Melissa.
girl. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't know you were going through this.
Yeah, it happened over this weekend, and I was just not happy with
That's
my life.
gone?
hilarious.
Yes, it's gone. I plucked it.
It don't happen that often, does it?
I don't know because by the time I notice, it's 5 inches.
That is curious.
Yes.
Cause they jump
is
out long.
scary.
Like
They
you
do.
wake up and they're like, they done popped out.
Yes.
It's not like
Overnight.
overnight, they-
They've been growing the whole time. You just didn't notice them because they weren't long. By the time you notice them, they're
Baby.
long, and it's been growing this whole time.
Do you really think
It was
that?
yes. It
I
was probably,
do.
There was a point when it was just like this is.
On me?
I'm sure I didn't see it. I'm sure it was like little, and then medium.
Time out. Is
And
it
then-
dark right here to y'all?
Yes, we
It is
do. We
dark.
do. So I'd usually ask him to adjust the lighting.
Oh, so you're more bright. Okay, got it.
No. I mean, when I sit there, it's fine.
Okay,
It is
cool.
a little dark.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Chad. So this is my lot in life right now, and it's very much ghetto.
Hilarious.
That is funny, Liz. The visual of you seeing that and just being like,
That's exactly how it was.
me?
Yes, I
Well,
was
it's gone
very.
now.
Yeah, because I plucked it. It better not come back.
Hello.
Shoot, I'm about to pray over it. The other thing that happened is
Bevel for women.
Hey.
it's
Coming
ghetto.
soon. Would you do a brand deal about that? If they paid you to be like, ladies, sometimes we have chin hair. I know it's embarrassing. Trust me. Like your
It's
sentiment.
making me hot thinking about
I
like
know, I
because
feel
then
like-
I would have to like admit to the world, even though I just did. Like, yes, this is a problem that I have. Do you have it too?
Yeah.
Here, pull this.
You got to help the people.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to be that spokesperson.
There's got to be
I want
somebody
to
in the
be a
world.
spokesperson
Before
for.
you
clothing.
before you shoot the commercial, you have to let one grow out.
You
So
do.
Oh, I'm out.
You got to have more than one.
Do
You
you
need like
see-
3. Hilarious.
Oh my God, it's too much. The other thing in getting older, I'm gonna just do this last one. Is we worked out. We started working out again, and we were only off because we were on vacation. And we did this leg exercise. I just told this story. We just did this. Well, no, before I get there, let me tell you this. On Friday, Isaiah Fredericks texts me and Kevin
Oh,
Fredericks,
man, that was so funny.
and he said, "School is boring today. Can you pick me up early?"
And then Joe texts 5 minutes later, yeah, it does kind of suck here today.
Oh, it was on the group chat?
Yes. I also just think it's hilarious. I
They're
need to
in
make a
different
video about
schools,
this.
right?
They are in
Different schools having the same experience. I think it's so funny to text your kids while they're at school.
I do too.
Jojo got in trouble because he was
Oh.
texting me. I text him, let him know where I'm parking to pick him up. And then, like 30 minutes later, the teacher called and was like, and it was so funny because she didn't expect what I did.
yeah.
She was like, hello, is this Mr. or Mrs. Fredericks?
Oh,
I was like,
hilarious.
this is him. She was like, I just want you to know that Josiah was texting in class. Do you want me to give him his phone back or should I keep it? And I was like, you can give it back. No, I'm telling you, he was texting in class, during class. Should I keep it or you want me to give it back? And in my head, I'm like, girl, he was talking to me.
He was texting me, girl.
So if you're going to be mad, you're going to be mad at me. I'm trying to help you. I was like, you can give it back. Okay, but the next time, I will keep it. No, you won't. Because I sent the new trailer from the new Transformers movie. I want to know what he thinks when he
Yeah.
gets to lunch.
Also, I pay this bill.
And we
Give
live in
him his phone
2023. School shootings are a thing. Emergencies are a thing. I need my kids to have their phone
Absolutely.
Yes, and also, if you're bored, hit me up, man. What's going on?
to pick me up.
I ain't doing nothing either.
I understand teachers taking kids' phones, but that's on the kid. If they ain't paying attention and they fail, that's partner,
That's
you
true.
failed.
That is true.
He was saying that she usually don't be tripping. She was just tripping that day. He said he don't usually be on his phone. He was just like letting me know that he knew where we'll be picking up.
Because we've been getting on him about that too.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm gonna be of no
That is
help
so
here.
funny. That is so funny. So that happened. I actually did go pick them up a little bit early.
And then when she got there, they was like, "What's wrong?"
No, Joe was like, you don't really have to. Isaiah was like, bye.
Also, I want
Y'all
to tell
have
y'all
a good
this
weekend. I'm out.
this story. I told Melissa we got the boys. I got them to pick out her Mother's Day gifts, and the boys choose gifts according to their personalities, and I think it's really funny. So I sent them a Tiffany's link, and I was like, "Hey, it's your mom's. It's Mother's Day for mommy. Pick something out, right?" So JoJo was like. And you can hear he's like, "Hey, the thing I really like for her, it's over 800. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "It's fine, Joe. Mommy's amazing. Let's get her a good gift. $800. Bye." Isaiah sends a link, $3,000. This is what she gets. Doesn't think about it. Doesn't feel bad. Doesn't ask. She deserves I know he shopped like me. Filter by price. What is the best for the Mother's Day? Luckily for me, he was like, "Oh, actually, I like this one," and it was like $1,000. But he is just like I am, and Joe's like, "Oh, I really want her to have this, but I don't. 800 sounds like a lot, isn't it?" And I'd be like, "Bless your sweet little heart," and also talk to your brother, because if it ain't his money, Isaiah ain't spent a dime of his money in life.
No. Isaiah don't spend. He
He
spend
was like-
he gonna spend everybody else's money though.
What he'll do is, you going to the mall? I'll go with you. Why you want? I just want to see if they have any jerseys. Melissa has their own accounts, their own cards that are preloaded with their own money. When you go to pay, Isaiah's like, "Come on, man, I've been doing good in school. Ain't I been doing good?" Joe will swipe his little card, take care of himself.
Building
Isaiah be
credit.
like, "Come on, man, you want me to pay for stuff? What kind of situation is this? I ain't never, ever been treated this way." Then he want to buy, with our money, he want to buy the throwback jersey, the old Sean Kemp, the old KD jersey. When he got to buy, I just want this little Lakers thing that was made of trash.
do too. That is so funny.
That is funny. One of the other things that happens though as you get older is the need to take care of yourself,
Shut up.
and
So
that's why
true.
we are so thankful for our sponsor today, Care Of, for this episode podcast. So, Care Of is a subscription service that ships high quality personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every single month. They are making it easy because they send it to you directly. Health is deeply human and it has to be personal. So Care Of is there to help you find what works for you, because everything don't work for everybody. Sometimes
right.
you need it specially made, crafted with you in mind, and
Very
that
true.
is what Care Of can do. When you have that aha moment that you should take better care of your health and begin a wellness routine, Care Of is there to help you get started by taking the guesswork out of what supplements are best suited for you. Their app helps you build a holistic routine and tracks your progress over time. Plus, you can earn rewards for sticking with your healthy habits. They are clutch, child, because as we get older, it is harder and harder. You got kids. You got to pick them up from school early. 'Cause
yes.
the day. And then when you get there, they like, "Why you here?"
Yes.
They want to buy the most expensive things on the
Yes.
website for the gifts. They don't want to spend their money, even though you give them money, but they still want to spend your money.
Man, talk
So
about
when
it,
you are
Mel.
dealing with all of that, why should you also be having to think about your health when Care
Come
Of
on.
can help do that for you? You simply go on their website, take a questionnaire, take a little thing. They ask you some questions. You put in your information. You put in what you want to focus on, what you want to get better at. After you answer those questions, they figure out what supplements you need. It's really easy and very helpful. I took the quiz and got all of my supplements. They came in the very conveniently packaged little packets in a box. So when you're traveling or you're just at home, it doesn't matter. You can throw them in your bag if you have a certain time you want to take them. They're so easy to have and already prepackaged. You just simply can take them. So one of the things that I wanted to focus on when I took the quiz was having energy and also digestion. I think
I was
the
gonna
other
say
one.
gut health. Yep.
Gut health is
Gut
big.
health.
GH.
Because that is, we were just talking about all the sweets and things that we like to eat. And so sometimes when I'm prioritizing that versus health, the supplements are there to kind of help manage as you go through that. So anyway, I have enjoyed taking the pills. I feel like I definitely have more energy. I feel lighter, feel better. So it's been a great experience. So for 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code GJ50
GJ50.
and get your order. So that's 50% off your first Care Of order. Go to careof.com and enter code GJ50.
GJ50.
Thank you, Care Of, for sponsoring this episode.
And while we're talking about taking care of yourself, really quick, the last thing on my long story short is we went to the gym, we were working out, we were doing like exercises. He had to do something, and it caused my like thighs legitimately to like I was telling Kev, it felt like I was flexing the whole time. And so our trainer had us do like the foam rolling exercise, but when my body is that tense, like it hurts. Like foam rolling legitimately hurts my body. So the next day, like I was having trouble walking on my leg. I couldn't put any pressure on my leg. Like it was hurting for real. And so I went to go pick up the boys. It was that Friday actually, because we worked out. Went to go pick up the boys, came home, and I couldn't walk, couldn't pick up nothing. Like I was seriously hurting. But I was still trying to do stuff because Mother's Day, people were coming. I was trying to organize the house. And Isaiah literally told me to go somewhere and sit down. And I wanted to fight him. And that's it.
That's
all.
when your sons start. That's the
Parenting
transition
you.
of parenting
Yeah.
you. You need to go sit down.
Yeah, they were like, what are you, and Joe too, like, what do you need? We'll do it. Just sit down somewhere. You're doing too much. Sit
Did
down.
you listen?
No.
Hello.
But also they were doing
text
this.
in their own.
They were
They
doing
did.
Yeah.
They
were
got their own
like,
group chat.
Yeah.
Like, we need to help mom.
Yeah.
Because she is really
Tell
going
her
through.
to sit down.
Tell
somewhere.
her, but they said it out loud. I actually laughed out loud because I know that stuff. We tell mom now, like you be doing too much. That's actually what the problem is. So I thought it was funny, but also I was like, all right, y'all can go somewhere before I have to
Dang,
fight y'all.
Hilarious.
That's
All right,
crazy.
that's it.
It happens so quick.
I know
It
because
does.
they're teenagers now, and it's so cute.
I'm ready for it. I want
You
it
ain't
to
ready,
happen.
Greg. You
I
are not
want
ready.
it to happen tomorrow.
Shut up.
For them, I like my kids being big. I always say that. I
I
want
want
them to
that.
be big.
I
I want them to be small in some ways, but I do enjoy them being big.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you the best part about them right now. At least Isaiah.
Joe's getting involved too, though.
He is. Isaiah is a basketball fan.
Oh yeah.
He's a Lakers fan.
Uh-huh.
And he hates the Warriors. And I think sports is equal parts loving a team and
and
a player
hating.
and hating a team. Because you need the player you hate to break your heart.
Yeah.
Because that makes you be like, ah!
Yeah.
And Steph Curry, doesn't like Steph Curry. He recognizes his greatness, and Steph went for like 40 or 50 and like broke Isaiah's heart. But Isaiah be texting me. We have a whole group chat. Melissa be chiming in about the Lakers. All she cares about is Austin Reeves. She saw that white boy. When we went to see the Lakers, he went off.
Oh,
She said, "Who the white
He's
little
my favorite.
child is?"
I love him.
And he had a good game. Melissa was watching. But as an adult,
Yeah, he shot that little 3-pointer at the buzzer beater.
he did.
I was all here for. You were at the
That's
house.
Yes,
Y'all
yes,
were at
yes,
that
yes.
game when he did?
No.
that?
We
that
don't
was-
have playoff money.
No.
We went regular season on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
We looked into it for the playoffs. We was like,
it was
you
around
know,
Christmas when Daddy was here. When my dad was here.
It's good from the TV.
Yeah.
But it's so fun to talk about something you like with your children, and they have good opinions about it. And
Yeah.
be like, "Boy, what you know about Bron?"
Yeah.
So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
love
But Isaiah be freaking out.
He wouldn't even come out
No.
of the room. He was like, I can't watch. But then he kept coming out like, what's happening? But I can't watch.
Because I was like, Isaiah, I think the Lakers are going to win. Like, you want to watch this. They were playing like they wanted to win. I was like, you want to come out? He kept coming back,
Yes.
going back and forth.
I told Isaiah from the first game the Lakers are going to win 6 games. He's like, "You believe it, Father? Do you think so?" I said, "They're going to win." But I was like, in order to win in game 6, they're going to lose twice. So they had won game 1. I was like, they lose in game 2, Isaiah. 1,000%. And he was like, "No, they can." I was like, "They gonna lose, boy." And then more than likely gonna get blown out. They got blown out. He was like, "Why would you jinx them?" I said, the Warriors want to win too, right?
Right.
Like they both want to win. But it's great.
And they're good teams, so it's gonna.
Yeah.
Also,
Somebody
I
gonna
want to
lose.
share something really funny about this too. Joe came home late from the Laker game with Melissa for soccer practice, and I was telling them what happened. And Joe was like, "Oh, dope! I want to see that play. Can you pull it up on TikTok or Twitter?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" At your age, I was like, "I need to turn to Sports Center because it's gonna be on." He don't have no concept of Sports
TV.
Center. He's like, search whoever scored, search Twitter or TikTok. He's like, "Can you search Twitter because I don't have it?" but he finds highlights on TikTok.
The fact that he didn't even say Google it is actually
Or YouTube.
surprising.
Or
YouTube it.
YouTube.
He
Because
said,
even now YouTube is slow.
Yeah, and that's what they were saying. TikTok wants to be what YouTube is for this generation.
Yeah.
it's working.
And me and Melissa were like, YouTube still is strong, but they not worried about us.
No.
They worried about Joe and them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Searching for highlights on TikTok.
Yeah.
And
Makes
sure
sense.
enough, I pulled it, and his TikTok is all sports highlights.
oh, wow.
Sports highlights and dogs is his.
That's Josiah. That's Josiah.
and it's so wild. Like that's why ESPN is getting crushed because there's nobody replacing us.
Yeah.
They luckily the game ain't on TikTok. We only watch it on ESPN because they bought the rights. But
Yeah.
after that, they turn that TV back off.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so my two things. The first one is by the time this comes out, actually, it will have already passed the 1 year since I got laid off.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It is because we were just talking about your birthday.
Yes. I got laid off almost a year ago today. I feel like it was a Tuesday.
By them chumps.
I got a text message. I was on my maternity leave.
Sure did.
I got a text message from my boss.
And wasn't there a first round? And you were saved the first round.
I don't think there was a first. Oh, it was just, I think the announcement. Oh, maybe. So, yes, maybe that was the case. There were some, because there was a massive marketing one that happened.
That's when they closed to Doom, right?
Yes. So that one did happen first.
Okay.
And then I woke up and saw a text message from my then boss that said, "Are you available today for a chat about the business?" And I said, "That about the business?" I said, "I'm getting laid off today, Greg."
And literally text us, and we were all on pins and needles.
I was
Remember,
like, I'm
I
getting laid off
apologize
today.
to you, Mel, because I was convinced they would not lay you off
Everybody
on maternity
was.
leave.
Everybody.
Because they gave you the raise right before. I said,
yeah.
"There's no way."
Literally right before the break.
Like
I mean, the
2 or 3 days before I went on mat leave, I had my comp review.
Yes.
Yes. And
they
it
gave
was
you a raise. And I
it
was
was,
like,
it was a raving
lot of
review
money.
and a good
Yeah.
raise.
And I was like, we finna be chilling
Because
on
she
mat
knew
leave.
she was about to get rid of you.
I
she
don't
was like,
know.
let her out.
I
with
don't know
a-
about
with
if
a
she
that.
did,
bang.
that was super nice of her.
Had to.
But I
Well,
don't know
I
if she
don't
knew a
know.
year ago
No.
because that was before they
The
announced the first
reality
loss.
is, raises, comp review at Netflix was always really good to me. It was never. It was always really good to
It
me.
was good. This one was crazy. though.
Everybody got a massive. The reason behind it is because our team became a part of a larger team, and so they had to do adjustments because when our team, we were animation, and so for the longest we were animation team.
Yeah.
When we became a part of Netflix series team, which means I'm now a part of the same team that makes Stranger Things. So when you start to consider what those execs are being paid versus what the smaller animation team,
So they have to level
had
up.
to level it up.
So
and
animation is
that's-
usually underpaid.
I mean, yes, even the writers and the show, everyone. In
I heard about that in the
animation,
writer's strike.
It's yes,
Yeah.
it is massively because it's
It's kids'
animation.
content,
There's
yeah.
a specific
ain't about to
audience
cut
that you
people's
would
pay.
typically
Right.
no, so they cut you, but but so they had to level us up. But regardless of that, the increases that I got were always
Yes,
They were
substantially
really
nice.
Yeah, like it was a whole new situation. But all of that to say, I got that text message, and then I said I was getting laid off. And even people at Netflix or people who had been laid off, I was texting them. They were like, "No, Mel, you're not going to be laid off. No, Mel." And I was like, I got on that call, or I went to the Google chat and I saw HR's
remember
name.
that.
Yep.
Before I even saw my boss, I saw HR, and I
And you
was
saw
like,
the time too. You were like, it was like 15 minutes,
yes.
and
it
you were
was-
like, it's.
Because they were doing them back
They
to
were
they were
back.
doing them
doing-
back to back.
Yes.
You were like, if it's 15 minutes, they
It's
ain't much to
all-
talk
I already
about.
know how this finna go.
You don't
I
go
got
here no
on
more.
and I hadn't spoken to my boss. I hadn't seen her since November. So here we are in May. And I got on and she said, "Hi, how are you? How are the girls? How are Greg?" Because she knew my family.
Yeah.
How is Greg? I was like, "Oh, we're good." And she
Let's
was
get
like,
to it.
Right.
I won't belabor this.
That was tough.
You know, and then she started crying and I was like,
She cried.
yes.
Yeah.
She started crying. And she was like almost uncontrollably crying. And I'm like, "You're laying me off, but you crying. I feel like I should be crying. Why you crying?" So she couldn't even like get through what she had to say. So HR had to take over. And she was like, "I can't. I just have to go." And she literally left. And HR was like, "So you don't have a job anymore. Can you send your laptop in?" And
HR wasn't crying?
No. That woman was like, we'll send a box and your phone bill will be paid until the end of the month.
Dang.
And then you going to need your own phone.
I'm in the back.
Also, don't you got an iPad? That iPad got to come back. So you're going to have to, also insurance, that will stop.
Dang, that Cobra is not cheap either.
No, Cobra's so
But
expensive.
actually, I'm lying a little bit. Because I was on maternity leave.
I was going to say that.
And because I had put into the system that I was going to take a full year, fully paid, because that is what was on record, they had to honor that. And that is why they could lay me off during mat leave, is because technically I didn't really get laid off until the day after my maternity leave ended.
Right.
Dang.
So I got paid from May. I had full insurance, had full everything from May until October 28th. And if you were to call Netflix today, they will say I was employed until October 29th.
Yeah.
I'm in the back.
I was like,
go ahead.
I was like, so just so I understand, if I applied to buy a house or something right now, if the bank called because they had to verify my employment, she was like, we would say you still work here. I said, until October 29th. Yes, until. I said, well, we should buy
So
a
she
house.
Mel received her regular paycheck until that
We should
time,
buy
and then unemployment
did.
kicked in after
After.
that.
You-
So it was
a
almost
week,
like
yes.
she got a May,
Well,
June,
I got
July,
a
August, September,
severance.
October.
I
4
got-
month, right?
I got paid 4 months. They gave me a 4 month head.
Yeah,
4 month
that's
head
what I was
start
trying to say.
Versus other people on my team who were laid off at the exact same time. Homeboy texted me like, "Girl, you won't believe I just got laid off." I was like, "Oh, me too." But he didn't. Because he wasn't on maternity leave or paternity leave. His last day was that day.
Yeah.
They were like, as of 12 o'clock, we will be cutting everybody off. So I didn't have access to my emails. They cut all that
Yeah.
stuff off, but I definitely still got paid and all
Yeah.
of that.
So being pregnant and having a baby actually helped
It
you. in
ended
that
up
did.
being, you know,
And I remember you going back and forth about what date to put in the system.
I did.
I remember that,
Yeah.
I
too.
did. I was going because she kept asking me, "How long are you gonna say? How long are you gonna say?" And I wanted to be like the whole year, and she was like, "You should just." And I kind of was like, "I'm gonna do the year," and she was like, "We can adjust it later." And I was like, "Yeah."
See,
So
she
I
tried to
put
help.
literally the date until. And what's so funny is my career at Netflix, when I think about it now, is like bookended with me having McKinley and
having
then me
Micaiah.
having Micaiah.
It is.
You worked there through that period.
Yeah.
Because you were pregnant when you
Yes.
moved here,
Yes.
right?
I was like 7.5 months pregnant, started, and then Micaiah was 5 months. And then I got laid off.
Dang.
And
Anyway.
when we were trying to get pregnant, we were like, we need to hurry up and do this before anything happens.
Mm-hmm.
And damn
Don't
right.
tell that part.
Anyway,
You should
but
tell
when-
that story though.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about trying to do it while I was employed.
Oh.
Well, that's the whole purpose. I ain't trying
I
to
mean,
do it
yeah,
when
we
you're
needed
not
the
employed.
coverage and benefits and stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm in the back because
So-
I ain't want to be by Mel when the lady talking to her or whatever because I might have shared something, you feel. But I'm in the back in the hallway and she said what she said and your boy was like,
That's all you do is punch the air.
but
It was a
it
wrap.
was like muted. I ain't make no
Yeah.
noise.
That's why Micaiah be doing that.
That's why.
That's why she be screaming.
I walked out there to Mel like, ooh, okay. It's all right, baby. It's all right.
It's over. The chapter is over.
I was so proud to tell people you were out. Yeah,
I
my
was
sister works at
too.
Netflix. She told me this and that. Oh, my sister works at Netflix. My
We
sister works
out
at
here
Netflix.
proud.
exaggerating. Yeah, no, she's the president.
Yeah.
CEO.
Oh,
Right.
to other people?
Ted
Oh,
Sarandos,
yeah.
Melanie
Yeah, that's
Goolzby.
exactly-
Absolutely.
That's
You
how
seen
it
the org chart?
Yeah, you haven't seen it?
Who
Oh, I
is
can
Reed
pull it up.
Hastings?
Move him out the way.
Yeah.
Mel's there. No, they support black women, so like
Absolutely.
it's a whole thing.
Then I had to pull it back because the people were trying to pitch you. I was like, she work in a secret department.
I
She can't
know.
take pictures. She don't have arms also.
As soon as I say animation, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Stranger Things." Yeah, sure. Anyway, yeah, that is. I've been thinking about that actually, and like, what have I done in the last year? How do I feel?
How
So
do
it
you
was,
feel?
Uh,
Which can be an overwhelming question.
I was gonna say it's a bit overwhelming. I feel like I don't know. We gonna hopefully some good things will happen. Is what I feel.
Well, God answered prayers last week.
Amen. Okay, so the next thing though I want to talk about for my long story short is McKinley had to go to a birthday party. One of her little friends at the school had a little birthday party, and I hate kids' birthday parties. It's
Yeah,
like I
that
hate
little
and love
birthday.
them. It's like you go because you want people to go to your kid's
The
birthday
only
party. So it's
reason.
like, oh, let me go celebrate your kid so you'll celebrate mine. And so, but also we all know we don't want to be here. So instead of like faking the funk, let's all agree to sit on our phones the whole time. Serve me liquor and let me scroll. Let me scroll. The only saving grace is when you have a little. I had Micaiah, so that's my out. I'm like, oh, can't talk to you. Gotta chase her. Oh, is that my kid over there? Oh my god, have you eaten everybody? Oh my, I gotta change your diaper. Oh my god, like that's the only thing. Like, oh, I don't have to like sit here and talk to you because I don't want to. And then everybody, you always go to, what do you do? So I love to be like, oh, I actually got laid off.
Love a good conversation ender.
So everybody's just like,
Love a good conversation ender.
They do pause.
Now
though.
people feel bad and they don't want to ask no more clarifying questions.
and I love to rub it in while I was on maternity leave.
Even though that's
It's
not
like,
true.
oh,
We just said
oh,
So then they're just like, well, I'm going to go
No.
ahead and get some cheeses.
That they all answered. They can do that.
Oh, everybody.
Everybody.
Is that legal?
yes.
So anyway, we do that, and I have to talk to everybody, and I hate it, and I don't. Anyway, so then it's LA, so everybody works in the entertainment industry. One guy like worked on Star Wars. His whole
That's
house is
cool.
Star Wars. He does the like animatronics for Star Wars. There was a black couple there. I mean, a black guy with his daughter who was dope. She was 8 years old and like plays the piano by ear. Literally just I got my peaches out in Georgia. So she hears it because they play it and she gets on the piano and like starts playing it. And I was like, this is wild. That's exactly what happened.
About the Detroit, Greg, please.
So the Detroit situation, Kev sold out 5 shows. 5 shows now. This venue has not sold out in months.
And they told us that.
And
This is not Greg just saying.
There are people that's told us that. They're like, man, we're so glad you all are here. Blase, blase. All right. So it's the last show. We get some drinks. I go to close out with the manager. Tahir texts me and says, hey, man, they telling us we need to pay this bill at the bar. And I looked at, so I couldn't go right away. But anyway, go to the bar, and I'm like, hey, our bill's supposed to be comp. We don't pay blase, blase because of sold out shows, and that's just how clubs do it, right?
Just for reference.
I was going to say, you might have to
the
set
entire green room of the show, everybody with the headliner usually gets all their food and drinks comped.
Yes.
And
all
to
you gotta
provide
do-
further is y'all don't normally eat a lot either.
And we don't eat a lot.
all-
We don't go stupid at all.
And if we do, we tip even crazier.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when Mel and Melissa are there, we might eat. Like they might actually eat. But if we actually eat, and even when we don't eat, we tip the person just for checking in on us.
Yeah.
And it's
Just
bar
for reference.
Food, and it's bar food, and the food costs $13 a meal, maybe,
Yes.
if that. So I go to the bar, and I'm like, okay, well, what's the bill? She says $82. I was like, ma'am, we did 5 sold out shows, and y'all worried about $82?
For the whole weekend also, Greg, because we never ordered nothing the first 4 shows.
The green room was, man, anyway, I don't want to boo-boo on the club. $82? Where's your manager? I need to talk. Oh, he just came down here. So I text the manager because I think the guy I'm talking to the entire time that we've been there was the manager. But actually the club is managed by another company. And this guy comes down from nowhere. No one's ever seen him. I'm the manager. I'm like, hey man.
If Greg starts with amen.
I approached him respectfully. Hey, how you doing? Greg Goolzby. All right, hey.
He shook his hand hard. I know he did.
We sold out all these shows and you hassling my people for $82? Well, sir, this is no. I'm not finished. I do that to get under people's skin because I can't physically assault you or nothing like that. So I'm like, I'm not finished. Blase, blase, we got into all that, this, that, and the other. And then it was his time to speak. And I was like, I'm done. And
You walked off.
I walked off.
So
I
it's
was
his
like,
time, but
I'm done. And I walked off. Because we paid the bill already.
Tahir paid it.
You chump.
Yeah, they paid it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the guy was trying to tell me the comedy club rents the space from them. The comedy club pays them. And then guess what? Comes to find out.
Come to find
out.
Big black phrase.
Look at this.
Plot twist.
Oh, yeah. Come to find
So your boy,
out.
you know what I'm saying? I learned to stop using these. Right?
Oh, you
I
sound
stopped
like
using
Pops.
these.
Stop.
Start using
Friday.
me.
so I can fight another day. I start using these. Yo, boy, hey, all you hood gangster or any of
Tell
y'all,
a story.
you guys out there that be wanting to hit folk, man, write a good email. Write a good email.
Greg.
Hey, I'm typing away. I'm like, Kev, what's that? Yeah, okay. Check, read this, Kev. Kev like, yeah, that. I'm like, yeah. See what you gonna say about this. All right. So
Greg
what?
said, no,
Hey.
no. Greg's email was like, listen, it's industry standard for the thing to be comp.
Yes.
Kev sold out.
Yes.
All this stuff. They asked him for $82. That was not in the contract, this and that is not the norm.
Yes.
We went ahead and paid it for no further issue. I just want to bring it to your attention.
Yes.
Please advise. Also, the bathroom was dirty and disgusting.
No. I said the bathroom and the green room could use some touch paint. By the way, the manager such and such rubbed us the wrong way about that $82 bill after we sold out 5 shows. Thank you. Just wanted to make you aware of this. Sincerely. Sincerely. Mr. Goolzby. Holla at you. So then I got an email back. Oh, Greg, that is not our business practice. Mr. Goolzby, that's not our business practice. We enjoyed you all, blase, blase. And come to find out, that guy was supposed to run the Comedies Club's credit card for any
sure
expense
was.
that we
He
incurred.
sure was.
So he came down just to be trying to, drag his nuts. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah, your boy.
And they sent the money back to Tahir, he said.
And they sent,
Oh, they
and
did.
they
As
yeah,
refunded
he
it.
just told me when we were having
Good.
lunch in
Yep.
Tacoma. He was like, hey, man, they sent that 82
As they
back.
Oh,
should.
good. Because
So-
Greg told them to touch up their paint.
Oh.
Now
Oh,
use
yeah.
that 82 and buy some Sherwin
Yeah.
Williams and paint the bathroom,
Paint the
man.
bathroom.
Y'all are
True.
worried about the wrong
Correct.
stuff.
Yeah.
And while we're here,
That's hilarious.
Lesson of the day: you need to use your emails. Man.
Greg was at dinner like,
Strongly worded.
I got to get this email off
every
right
I'm
now.
not mad.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
not mad.
Because we doing business with that owner in further things. So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, we don't.
Don't.
He
Yeah.
actually said they had been having problems with that club. That issue has been constant.
They need to fix
And
that.
he was like, y'all good.
Yeah.
Y'all, before we end this, look, the club has its own bar, and actually it doesn't. The club doesn't have its own bar. Everybody in the club goes to their bar. The people that provide the food and the drinks, they go to their bar and spend all the money there. So they're making all of the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And then everybody that came into the building saying, "Oh, it's a closeout show. Oh, well, let's go eat right here. Let's go do this. They're patronizing this
Absolutely.
company.
Yeah.
I mean, we was making them
And we don't get cut in on the food.
no,
Right.
we- nothing.
When we don't ask to. That's
The-
why you need to letting us run the bill up.
You got 100, 250 people. Minimum, each person spending has to spend $25 a table.
And the stage crew eats. Every time they come back, they be like, "Kev, y'all people might
Oh.
not drink a lot, but them
They
folks
gonna
eat."
eat.
They gonna
Listen,
order a plate.
And you gonna house me by $82.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, that was it.
$82. Man, you best be
Okay,
lit.
now tell the last story.
Wait, Mel got to go too, though.
Is it an ad?
No,
No.
she got to
Okay,
leave.
just please tell the last story.
What story is it?
When you got attacked yesterday by the soccer ball.
Why are we
Why are
talking
we
about
telling that story?
We
Because
shouldn't
of the
tell
way
that
Greg
stuff.
responded.
Oh.
Yeah. Since
It's fine.
since it involves other people's children, I don't
The
Yeah.
babies were sweet. It
No,
was Greg
Kev,
I
just
want to make
move
fun
on.
of.
Just move on.
I want to make fun of Greg because he be overreacting out of love.
He do. That's exactly what
Soccer
happened.
ball
I don't
hit
think
my
he
wife.
overreacted.
No.
Soccer ball hit my beautiful wife in the face.
We were at the lovely Mother's Day brunch. It
Shout out
was
to
lovely, and kids
Kev,
were
you do it every year.
playing soccer as kids play. But everybody knows anytime there's a ball in kids, somebody gonna get hit.
Yeah.
And
we
Kevin had
just-
told them.
We didn't expect it to be me, so I was sitting on the floor. On the ground outside, and that ball came right.
Man.
I mean,
I thought you were going to be swollen this
my
morning.
thought was, man, that was like a strong connection. Like it was
All
as
of
if
that ball
it
hit all of her
smacked
face.
me
Yeah.
dead in my eye, and I felt my jaw. So I immediately go down. But the thing I know, which is what is Kevin's point, the thing I know about Greg is that when something happens with me or the girls, he immediately goes like, upset.
Way too much.
Right?
He was so mad at
He
that mirror that
just-
fell on McKinley.
Yeah, he just.
well.
And what do you always say? Shit. 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 Greg said shit like 5 times in my ear, which I was like, I need to show my face because if I don't, he's going to think I'm dead. I have to show people I'm alive.
Clearly,
Greg,
she has passed away.
immediately, I'm like, he gonna clear out everybody at the Mother's Day. Everybody has to go home. Melissa is their house. They have to leave. So I was like,
Y'all go to the Marriott. My baby got attacked by a rogue soccer ball.
the poor baby was sad.
Oh,
It
my God.
he just goes there. So that's what happened. So, but he was very apologetic, and we were like, it's fine. It's literally fine. It was an
Yeah,
accident.
no, Greg will air, but he will level a place.
No, Greg
Air
told me
it
the
out.
story about him. We do got to close. That mirror fell on McKinley.
Oh my.
Greg said he was so mad he was
Oh
crying.
my
I
gosh.
Oh, Greg hurt.
It's like,
Oh man.
what happened to my baby?
Yes.
Gotta get to the-
Most people are like, oh my gosh, what happened? Greg's like, shit. Shit. Like, who do I need to hit? And it's like,
hit the mirror. Why you attack my baby? This is an inanimate object. I'm gonna make sure you ain't gonna
that
reflect
you
nothing
should have hung
else.
up.
I threw that. Oh. McKinley. I mean, man. Oh man.
And
I'm about
Kenny
to
was
cry
little.
now.
And
I know,
Kenny
Kenny
was
was
little.
little.
She was so little.
Kenny was
That
little.
day, I'm about to
Hilarious.
cry
Oh,
about it
man.
right now.
Yeah,
Think
man.
about my boo boo.
Let me do at least just YSL because
Okay.
we need to head out. So there's been a couple things that have happened. Another person got severed from the case, so now they're down to 9.
There is no RICO at this point.
Wait,
I know.
who got
I know. I'm actually
of the
curious.
defendants?
Yeah.
Yes,
So it started
but they
out
keep
at.
severing. The more you sever off, at what point is it just?
That's my question.
It's just us.
I'm questioning if this is a tactic
Yeah.
because it was 28 defendants at first, and now it's literally 9.
So they got to try them in their own trials?
Yes, they'll get their own trials. But the thing is, if the larger RICO case starts first, it's going to make all those other ones much weaker, right?
Right.
Like if that one gets a
Oh.
ruling first, and if you don't have their crimes and the things that these severed cases, if you don't
Got it.
have their stuff to tie into the RICO
Yeah.
trial with
It's-
Young Thug,
It's this. They're all
Yeah.
intertwined.
they're all intertwined, and yet they're
the weaker
not.
this becomes, the weaker this
Everything
becomes,
else.
the weaker. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, is this actually a tactic
it probably is.
A
So-
tactic for the defense or the
for
prosecution?
Thug,
Yes.
for Young Thug?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and for the 9 who are left, but mainly,
28
I mean,
to
it's
9
about
is
crazy.
That's a lot.
2 of them,
I was gonna say, are they still on the run?
2 of them are on the run, and like, well, at this point, I think 10 of them have been severed.
So are they just in like purgatory right now?
So it's a few reasons. Some of the defendants were severed because there wasn't enough public defenders who said they were going to be their lawyers because it wasn't enough pay. So if they just couldn't, they don't have lawyers. Some of them were severed because one of them, he's like diagnosed schizophrenia and he wanted to defend him, like be his own lawyer. And they were like, no. So he got severed. Another one, his attorney, he threw his phone and they said he hit the officer and then he had prescription drugs. And so because of that, they were like, we're going to just sever him. So they've just been severing these cases over the course of this. But so now it's 9.
You need in order to have the continual criminal enterprise, you need the continual crimes.
Right.
So if you take them and their crimes out, it's less and less. And the jury hasn't been selected, right?
No, this is all still jury selection. So they're still they would still get the same charges. They would just be done separate at a separate
individually.
time. Yes. But you don't have those. So one of the arguments.
Wait. The person gets the crime or Thug gets it?
No, the individuals who are being stripped away, your crime is now yours alone.
Oh, so you stole a car.
No. It's still a part of the RICO. But so one of the arguments about like when they were talking about double jeopardy and like that, it was Young Thug's attorney, Brian Steele. He was like, the problem with RICO and particularly people getting severed, I don't have the ability and the access to cross-examine, to ask, to have people on the on the witness stand to talk about this. So a part of the RICO, there's multiple crimes that are all a part of an organization.
that benefit this
Yes.
organization.
So those are still included, but yet the person who committed them is not a part
Oh,
of this.
got it.
You can't.
But the
So the
crime
crime
stays.
itself stays. The individual.
Yes, but you can't counter, you can't question, you can't ask
Got
because
it.
it's separate.
Got it. Okay.
And then that becomes
Oh.
very tricky because it's like, well, that's a part of another case.
Got
so
it.
what can you ask and what can't you?
got
What
it.
can you do?
I didn't
what
know the
can you?
crime stayed. I thought it all
That's what I
went
did.
with.
My understanding is, I told you I'm not all the way an expert. I'm just nosy.
That's
so
like it will hurt Thug, not help him.
what?
If the crime stays, but the person doesn't.
Well, no, because they
It
don't
will
have
help him.
until that person's convicted. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't
It'll
mean
help.
nothing.
ruling
It's
on
like
that.
they need each other to
Got
be
it.
convicted.
If
Yeah.
I see
If
now.
I'm working for you and they can't question me about a case and I'm like, well, Thug made me do it, they can't even, I can't
You
tell
can't
on
even.
you in
Got
that
it.
courtroom. right
Understood.
then. Yeah, you can't
It's like all
cross-examine
these
me.
Got it.
very. It's really interesting, and now that so many people have been severed, I'm like, it's dwindling down. So what do you have? I don't know. It's very. So that's wild. But the other thing, because I do need to go. I said that 5 times. But one of the attorneys got. He was late to court, and so the judge was
you
like,
late?
"You are gonna have to." Buy everybody lunch, or else you'll be held in contempt.
He loves to make everybody buy lunch.
Or you'll be held in
That's
contempt.
his favorite
You
crime.
can do
I mean,
that?
his favorite punishment.
So the
He
attorney,
had people writing peppers. This ain't the first time.
Oh no!
Writing papers.
Yes.
Yes, the attorney ordered lemon pepper wings from Magic City, the strip club,
Are you serious?
and that is the lunch he provided for everybody.
My
That's
man.
the most Atlanta
My
thing
man.
I have ever heard in all of my life.
It's
It
hilarious.
is hilarious.
From the booty club.
From the booty club, he ordered lemon pepper wings.
Lemon
Also,
pepper wings.
great lunch. We ordered those wings for
it's
What's
good.
Good, and they are amazing.
Magic
And that's
City
the
has
way to
good
keep
wings.
the money in the black community.
And
I
then
know that
there's,
judge
like,
was furious.
pictures all over the internet of him like this. and
Because
then
at
it's
this
just
point, this
Magic
case
City with
is a
cases of
joke.
wing, and he's like, yes, I did it. So he wasn't held in
At
contempt.
this point, this case is a joke.
Because now it's even funnier. Next time you say, and you can't order wings from Magic City. Either
Didn't
way,
the
Magic
other
City
person
wins.
do something silly like that too, kind of petty too?
He did. I can't remember what he did.
Because
though.
I feel like at this point, he's gonna
They're
have to
just-
find a new punishment.
Yeah.
If you ask someone else to do lunch again, they're going to do something stupid
They're just
and
gonna
funny
one
and
up each
petty.
other every
Yes,
time.
at this point, that's all
Yeah,
they're doing.
because it's stupid.
Like, what's the dumbest thing I can do?
Yes.
Wings from Magic City.
It's so
That's what we're gonna
funny
do.
to
Atlanta.
me.
So
It
Atlanta.
is so Atlanta.
That's hysterical.
all right.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Gin and Juice. I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope so too.
It was a good time. It was pure
yeah.
chaos.
Glass
Oh,
of
no, she
ice.
said the case is pure chaos.
Oh,
Well,
it is.
This episode was too. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Bye. Aye, aye.